E3 was really good this year, and I cannot believe that our hopes and dreams are coming true, and I can see why there's lots to be excited for in the year 2020. So, here's a new Kirblog about my thoughts on this E3. Wow. Banjos and Smash. I'm still mildly getting over that. This is going up on noon on Tuesday, June 11th. Wow, just pumping this out really quickly for my general thoughts on everything. I'm sure this is, you're probably busy watching the Treehouse stream right now, but actually, real quick, as just a little announcement, by the way, I'm going to E3 for the very first time. I'm going to be appearing on the inaugural IndieCade E3 eSports tournaments happening tomorrow. I think for almost the whole day. So check out that live stream if you can catch me. I'll be on there. I think a couple other people you might recognize will be appearing. And very excited. I've never been to E3 before, so it's going to be really interesting. And hopefully I won't make an idiot of myself. But yeah, okay. So thoughts on all the conferences. First of all, Microsoft. It is a good time to be a Microsoft fan, and not just because of the Banjo thing. They have a lot of really, really good deals. I'm actually interested to see where this thing with Scarlet is going to go. I was joking about how I kind of wish that I hope it turns out to just be like a giant X. I'm probably more likely to get a PlayStation 5 when that's announced. But this was still a really enticing presentation. Just like with that last year, they showcased a ton of games in a really, really good way. They were very on top of things. Again, as someone who generally doesn't have much interest in Xbox, I give Microsoft a lot of credit. They really own E3. They do an excellent job, and they did just as well as they did last year, I would say. For a lot of other fans of these certain games, new Halo looks really neat. Phantasy Star Online 2, I saw a lot of people were going nuts about that. The new Battletoads is interesting. I've never played any of the original Battletoads, but I'd be curious to check this one out. I don't know how well I would do with them. I'm good at hardcore platformers, but I'm not Battletoads levels of good. Tales of the Arise looks gorgeous. Excited to find out which of my friends will probably inevitably be voicing the main characters in that one as they continue to go through your favorite anime and video game actors for each successive Tales game. Who knows? Psychonauts 2 as well. I really, 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 really need to play Psychonauts 1. Still haven't. I know it's amazing. I'm sure I will absolutely adore it. I would like to get Psychonauts 2 at some point. And since that one will be for other consoles, I can probably play it. But yeah, I fell for the Miyamoto appearance rumors. Oops. Not that it mattered, because in the end, what everybody was hoping for ended up happening all the same. But overall, Microsoft was good. I watched the Bethesda conference, but I didn't really pay much attention. And I can't even really recall much of anything from it. I didn't really tune in for the PC gaming show. I saw some people were excited about that. I'm sure there are plenty of things that were announced that were of interest, but didn't really tune in for it. Ubisoft was fine. The games looked neat. Nothing really caught my eye too hard. Mostly I just fell in love with John Bernthal's Pitbull, because that was the cutest shit ever. And of course also, I think, what was her name? Ikuko? The super kawaii Japanese girl. I think she was in the Microsoft conference. Everybody's like, her, the Pitbull, and fucking Keanu Reeves. Everybody's just like losing their mind over it. It's ridiculous. Square Enix. Let me just say, first of all, and this is not their fault. This is just I was joking about how, like, man, I really miss when Nintendo would do live presentations at E3 like they used to do, and then not the Square Enix presentation itself, which I think was great. The audience of the Square Enix conference was just absolutely insufferably obnoxious. Like, to the people who were just like shouting out things and interrupting I was half expecting like there to be like one guy or girl or somebody to be like, like trying to start up a goddamn conversation with Nomura or something. It was, good lord. Which, by the way, fucking Nomura living his best life, showing up in shorts and like not formal attire. And I'm just like, dude, live your best life and relax. Please take a fucking vacation along with Sakurai in between everything. Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC I'm excited for. I'm probably going to pick that up at the end of the year and see how that goes. Definitely a little different than I was expecting, but has some intriguing stuff mixed in there. Final Fantasy VII Remake looks really, 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 really cool. I've not played. I've not played almost any of them, but people have been saying that the combat system is relatively similar to Final Fantasy 15, maybe with some trace elements of 13. Yeah, I'm really digging it. I love the way it looks. All the remixes of the BGM that I was hearing and everything looks great. I'm really excited to see kind of the differences of the party members with, that's what's kind of interesting is like all throughout the year, if I'm sure they'll continue to have other trailers and things that they can do to promote the game, and seeing the play style of all the different party members and kind of what each of them can do is really exciting. I'm guessing that like Yuffie and Vincent will probably not be optional this time. I would bet good money that they'll just be like integrated into the main story of the game, which is fine with me. But yeah, so overall the Square one was okay, not bad at all. So last year I think I said that Microsoft had the best conference of all. I would say that the Nintendo one, just in terms of how much good stuff they had, was about on par with Microsoft this year. Obviously, that's to be objective because I'm more interested in the Nintendo stuff specifically. Oh, by the way, sorry, before I forget this real quick, I'm also happy for the Final Fantasy VIII fans. I'm not expecting them to ever do a remake of that game because it's nowhere near as huge as 7 is, of course, but the fact that like it's getting a remastered re-release is nice because I know that it does have a big fan base to it, so that's cool. Nonetheless, obviously I'm more interested in the Nintendo stuff specifically, but also I think that they just like kicked ass. So first of all, the Brave thing turned out to be true in more ways than one. I was really debating if it was either going to be the Dragon Quest kid or Banjo, and turns out that I guess in some way it's both. The Dragon Quest stuff all looks great. Hey, congratulations, everybody. Goku's in Smash, or the closest thing to it. You could just whip out Erdrick and then have Lucario say things, and you can pretend it's Goku. It might be close enough. Luigi's Mansion 3 looks like a ton of fun. I never played Dark Moon. I might pick up this one because it looks like the controls are a little bit more approachable comparatively to the original one on GameCube, which I've not played since back in the day. Link's Awakening, I'm not usually a big Zelda guy. I didn't play Breath of the Wild. I've seen it all. And I appreciate the Zelda games, but I'm not really usually big into them. But something about Link's Awakening is really captivating me. As I'm recording this, I was just watching. They did the Treehouse stream with Mr. Alan Numa, the head man of all Zelda stuff, and was really liking everything I was seeing. So, and as far as I know, it's a pretty short game too. So I may actually pick this one up, believe it or not. Let's see. Witcher, it's cool. The mana, the mana collection stuff looks pretty neat. Fire Emblem, Three Houses looks gorgeous and amazing, and all the characters look really cool. I don't know if I'll pick that up. Never played a Fire Emblem game before. Not totally sure if I'll pick it up yet. But No More Heroes 3. I forgot if they technically already announced that they were going to be doing that, or if this is the first time. I know that we had Travis Strikes Back or whatever as like a little spin-off game and stuff, but very cool that it's getting like a full-on sequel. That new Contra game looks pretty rad. I don't know if we've had a new Contra game in a very long time, but I did like the style and weird kind of comedy of that. Daemon X Machina, also known as Adam Tilford, the game, I'm sure will be really cool. Astral Chain looks pretty neat as well. Panzer Dragoon. I've heard good things about Panzer Dragoon. Mostly I was just focused on how big his nose was and how he could put me to shame. But Pokemon Sword and Shield, there's tons and tons and tons and tons about that game. That deserves its own Kirblog and will probably be talked about in its own month with Pokecember. So Cadence of Hyrule, I'm speaking of Zelda earlier, blown away at the fact that like it's a huge deal that an indie studio like this is getting to do official Zelda stuff. Like that is kind of unheard of. So really, really happy about that. And Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. I didn't even mention, I guess because it ended up being a little forgettable to me. The Avengers Square Enix game, it does look cool. I think that's neat that they're doing that. But admittedly, I'm more excited about Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. I love the look of it. I love that they've finally got some goddamn X-Men characters in there. Which is a good sign for things. It looks really cool. I've never played the original two, but excited to see what they do with this one. Mario and Sonic Olympics 2020 Tokyo Tome Olympics is exciting. So I haven't played any of those in a number of years, but I'm sure that might be fun to whip out at parties and stuff. Also, unless my eyes mistook me, I think Tails karate chopped Princess Peach in the face in one of the like martial arts events or something. I was like, oh goodness. And then before I get into the Smash stuff, I guess a little surprised, but not fully surprised that Breath of the Wild is getting a direct sequel. It was such a game changer, literally and figuratively, for Zelda. But I guess this is the first time. Well, we had Link Between Worlds, which was years later after Link to the Past. But this is the first time we're so soon getting a direct sequel to a mainline series Zelda game in the way that like Majora's Mask was. So I'm definitely intrigued to see how that plays out. I think that having seen the ending of Breath of the Wild, it makes sense for it to be left open for them to do more with it. And curious to see how that goes. I know that they did some DLC and extra stuff for Breath of the Wild as it was shortly after the game came out. But we'll see what's in store for that. All right, Smash. Here we are. Okay, so Erdrick is. I'm actually happy about it. Even though I know people are probably a little, pissy about, it's another swordsman or whatever. I think it's cool that we have both a classic Square character and a classic Enix character on the roster now. I don't know how difficult it may or may not have been to have worked out everything to do with getting those characters and all that. Just because it seemed like with the inclusion of just Cloud and the very little bit of Final Fantasy stuff that we got in Ultimate. But either way, it's really cool, and not just that we have the hero of 11, I think it is, but all the other, or at least a lot of the other protagonists of the other Dragon Quest games. That's certainly something I think that people were kind of hoping that they would do with other characters just in the game in general, is like that Bowser Jr. style treatment where you have the alternate color schemes being alternate costumes and everything. But I think this was pretty smart to go in there and do that. And Banjo, what else is there to say, really? Grant got to do the music, which is amazing. They have cameos from a lot of the other characters kind of mixed in there, too. His moveset looks about what I expected it to be. The trailer was brilliant with the Donkey Kong and K. Rool intro and all that. Just as soon as that Jiggy dropped on the ground, I was losing my mind. And, of course, I had the little Twitter video tossed in there. Just been making memes all day. But, so the presentations were all really stellar. Everything overall was enjoyable. And, I'm looking forward to tomorrow's going to be my first time getting to be on the show floor and actually checking out stuff. So, I'm really excited for that. I don't know what this indie game tournament is going to be like exactly, but I was invited by a friend to go be part of it. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure I'm going to have a great time and hopefully see some other people that I recognize, maybe meet some new friends and things. Funnily enough, also, our lead programmer in the Tome RPG, Mike Prinky, is going to be staying over with me tonight to visit for a really quick day today. And but I wanted to get this out just while I had a moment in between everything. So here it is. Here's my thoughts. And go back. You can go back to the Treehouse live stream now at this point if you're in the middle of watching that, because if you follow my content, you're probably a Nintendo fan. But that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know your games that you're most excited for coming this year or next year from the E3 reveals and everything. One more quick thing. For those of you who didn't hear already, the Super Mario RPG Reanimate collab, the Rawest Forest Reanimate collab, headed up by Sir Lenward and a whole bunch of incredibly talented folks. It's a reanimated version of the Super Mario RPG music video that I did about 12 whole years ago now, maybe 13, I can't remember. It's been a long time. And so huge thanks to them. It came out on Newgrounds this past weekend during the anniversary day of the original release of the cartoon. And then it's going to be going up on my YouTube channel this upcoming Saturday. So look forward to that. But that's going to do it for now. So have fun, play well. I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.